you know, sharing the load across the whole a range of muscles and the skeleton rather than, you know, one poor little arm or neck or whatever.
Okay, good. Now, down to 2 or 3 words. Very specific.
Well, I say share the load, but it's a bit colloquial.
Okay, share the loads. Good enough. Can somebody else help her with that? Distribution of? Efficient distribution of effort. We'll take that. Okay, great. Your turn.
Orientation.
Orientation. So tell me a little bit more about it.
Where he's based on the video that we watch. You're talking about. It's based on the video that we watch.
All the principles that we talked about this morning when we did this thing. And
the gravity. Gravity.
Yes. Okay. So a basic principle is that we have to orient ourselves in gravity.
Yeah.
That is an absolute. That has primacy almost in our nervous system.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Throw it randomly. One of you, go ahead.
I can't think of anything. Ground reaction forces, I remember.
Ground refraction force. Good enough. So tell me about that. What is ground reaction force? It is not our response up. We utilize the ground reaction forces.
To generate a response.
Yes.
Upward from the ground. That's how I would interpret it.
Right. So how does ground reaction force work? Come on.
Physics. Sorry.
So if I went and stood on that table.
Yeah.
Right. That table would bow a little bit, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Right?
Well, maybe. Depends on how heavy you are.
If I go stand on that table,
yes,
you know that table is going to do that, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
And so, but it's not going to go. I wouldn't sink all the way to the ground unless it broke. Right? So there's some kind of elastic force that is trying to lift against me going down, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. That's true on this floor. It's true out on the asphalt. It's true on any surface. That there is always an elastic force that has a force coming up through us that's equal to the weight that we have going down into it. On every surface, unless it's mud. But even under the mud, it might
have something. Yeah.
And if you can walk on water, you've created a complete different skill set than most people have. Because it obviously doesn't have enough density to support us. Right? But it's also very nice to be in the Dead Sea. And what's it like in the Dead Sea? It's incredible, isn't it? Right. And Feldenkrais actually said that the perfect surface for us to practice ATM on would be a gel surface. Because every single point is supported. Yeah? So you don't have to use any of your own musculature to support yourself.
Can we create that?
Yeah, that's what they call flotation tanks. Why not? Okay.
Sorry. Just on that point, when I was studying in Brisbane, one of the women who was training up there, she was doing the work in water. So they would put their clients in water and have them go through the moves. And she said it was fantastic.
Yeah. It's not new. Cheryl Fields did it, and many other people. Okay. All right. What, ground reaction forces? It's a biomechanical principle that we are interacted with. We always are interactive with the surface, and the surface provides us a ground reaction force from which we can organize ourselves. That is a clear biomechanical principle.
It's the principle of our movement.
Yes.
The second one, the third one there, you're just saying is a fact.
It's a fact.
So to me, a fact is not just like gravity exists.
So what is a to counteract the force of gravity? Good. Perfect. All right. Use ground reaction forces to counteract gravity. Good.
How about reciprocity of muscle action?
Okay, reciprocal inhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We know that one? We know it now?
Somebody?
Efficient? Say, nope, that's not the same. Then let's see if it then we have two. Okay, so we have a equal. I like to say equal distribution of tone myself. Okay, not necessarily, because that's two different things. The proportional organization, the proportional tone, is not necessarily an even distribution. We seek to organize ourselves so that we utilize the proportional muscle size. The larger muscles working to do the large work, the smaller muscles to do the small work, the stabilizers to do the stabilizing work. Yeah, right. So I think we need to have another one, don't we? Okay. Yeah, we do there. So how should we word it today?
Well, if you could say equal distribution, to me that would make sense. I think that we're looking for efficient movement, which relates to equal distribution of effort. It's not efficient distribution.
Neither of them suggest that the capacity, we're talking about capacity for muscle tissue. That match is capacity.
So we need to have a proportional distribution, and we need to have an equal distribution.
Not equal. It's proportional. Proportional to size or capacity.
Right, but
Not equal.
I'm sorry that I'm a little jet lagged because it's not coming clearly to me right now either. It's quite all right. We get to muck around with this. Yeah. Okay. We need to have okay. I like proportional distribution of effort and equal distribution of tone. I like those two next to each other because I think you have to have both. Okay. Fine where it is, but I would make it in two different lines. Okay, give me another principle. Go ahead.
Same as equal and opposite. That first one, or is that different?
No?
Equal and opposite?
That's yours. Say it.
Equal and opposite
Equal and opposite what?
force.
We have to have it utilize equal and opposite forces, equal and opposite points of support. Equal and opposite forces, counterbalance. What are we talking about here?
Equal and opposite. So yeah, force. So if there's a force going that way, there's needs to be one going down, one going up.
Okay.
That one sounds like a ground reaction. That's the ground reaction.
No, because well, we're in space, so we're always having to find some point of support equal to that which we're lifting. No matter how I do it, if I'm going to lift this foot, I have to have some place within myself that equals the amount I'm lifting to the.
Why is that not the one that you're talking about with standing on the table?
Because it's different. It's different in the sense that I'm utilizing the ground reaction force for the equal and opposite, but I still have to have as a principle an equal and opposite. Maybe it falls within, but it's still the process, isn't it? For every action, there has to be an equal and opposite action. Right. Right. And that equal and opposite action just happens to be relative to ground forces or to whatever the forces are on whatever surface we're on. And our goal or our skill is to become more and more specific in the way that we utilize the support. I would make a corollary. Good posture is the freedom to move in any direction without hesitation or preparation. Here's the corollary. Dependent upon the specificity with which we find support. Okay.
Good posture is a principle there. What you just said is another
Good posture. Good posture. What is good posture?
what you just said.
The freedom to move without hesitation in any direction. That's a principle of the Feldenkrais method, right? And I would add a corollary. So we'll just keep the list here. We don't have to get it all today. Okay? Want to add one more?
Height of the center of gravity is favors facilitating initiation of movement over stability.
Say it again.
The height of the center of gravity,
Right.
or just a high center of gravity, favors initiation of movement.
Okay. So the higher the center of gravity, the less stable we're going to be, the easier it's going to be for us to move. Yeah? The lower our center of gravity, the more it's going to. We don't write anything. We just start making this part of our language. Okay. The Bae Perfector Law. So the relationship between stimulus and sensation. Just put Bae Perfector. Okay. And the last thing we need to do is have counterbalance, right? In order to be able to keep our center of mass, center of gravity over our base, so that we can have an even distribution of tone. Yeah. Okay. I'm done. I'm supposed to meet with the practitioners at 3:30. What are you guys doing now? You're meeting with who's meeting?
Students are staying here.
And
Practitioners and Jeff are going upstairs.
the students are.
Students are here.
Yeah, and what are they doing?
Secret student business.
What kind of deal's that? Secret student business. I'm not curious. I just want to know.
You are curious.
I can be very nosy. Okay, so
there are two sets of stairs. One just here near the lift, and one over there. You go past the ground up to the first floor and along the passage,